longer video today, just doing a bit of a sort of a scenic flight. So today we're back in the Lama again. I haven't flown this one for a while, so I haven't done a video on it, I should say. But it's just such a great machine with visibility in it. So we're sitting at Heli Seeker Base, so we'll lift off and we'll visit a few huts and we'll fly to the East Kaweka helicopter base. Right, we'll back out, go around the squirrel. So I've got 1 metre mesh on for most of the way there, and running Arcus on the MSFS map enhancement. The Lama's a lot like the 500 to fly for visibility wise, at least anyway. It's probably actually got better overhead, and out the back it's more like a 300 with a bit more room. So we're going to fly down, we'll visit the that photogrammetry Omaru hut, and then we'll go through past the Mangaroa and the Footy field, and then down the Mohaka. See how we go for time. We might even duck across to Bell Rock on the Mangaroa range and then go back into East Kaweka helicopter space. I thought the weather might have been a bit worse than what it's supposed to be. There was supposed to be some bad weather coming through, but it might not be coming through till later. I was looking forward to a bit of a challenge, so I might have to do another one at some stage. So when I walked in the other day to scan the Omaru hut, the track kind of just follows along down this edge of the bush here through the station. A lot of it's eucalyptus trees. We'll have a quick look at the Omaru hut. We'll land on the pad very briefly and then we'll take off. We might even stop in at East Creek maybe on the way as well. Pick up a couple of the 1 metre mesh huts, the 1 metre mesh areas around some of the huts at least anyway. It's pretty hard to fly in areas where it's not anymore because it adds so much extra to this low level side of the helicopter flying in the sim. Alright, coming up on the Mohaka, which starts just about in front of us somewhere. Directly ahead is now the Omaru dock hut. Right, there we are, sitting at the Omaru helipad. We'll just lift off here and we'll just have a little look. There's a bit of a track I've just put in as well. which if you watch the video is where I walked up to the hut. I've tried to put it in, but it didn't come out the best on the scan, but you can kind of see it down below me there as it goes up the hill, the stairs. Just move around the hut a little bit. As you can see the inside through the windows now. Right, we'll get out of here. Take off up across the river here, and we'll overfly sort of to the north side of the Omaru private hut, which is just coming up underneath us to the right now, just down there. Just cross over into this valley for a little look. Yeah, this is so cool through here. This pumice country comes out so well in the 1 metre mesh. Right, we'll climb up over this ridge in front and then veer around to our left and do a quick landing at the East Creek hut before we pull out of there, and we'll go around the corner down the river to Mangaroa. So I'm going to Mangaroa next month with Heli Seeker. I've got a trip booked in with them, so I'll be there for a few days, so I'll scan that hut while I'm there, and that will be the next one I test in the sim. Although if the weather was good, I'll try and walk into the Cascade hut, which is to the sort of, I guess, the west of Heli Seeker base, down the Kaipo Valley on the Tauranga Taupo River, so I'll try and pick that one up as well at some stage, but I'll walk into that one probably. Have to overnight in there, I'd say, because it's a reasonable walk. Mesh is just taking a little bit longer to load in on this one. It's loaded in now. Right, settle it down there. We'll lift off out of here. Start climbing a little bit. Ohaka down there. It just looks stunning on this Arcus aerial overlay. So much more detail to it than the any of the Bing stuff. Even Bing latest, there's another patch on the Arcus in areas. I think the biggest thing is Arcus, a lot of it's taken from the actual aerial photos taken from aircraft, not high altitude, not satellite as such. It's looking up into part of the Mangaroa up in there. So we'll just come around and fly down the runway, which is just up on this terrace on the other side of the river here. Love to know how they got a bulldozer across here to push these runways in back in the day, because it's some pretty big cliffs down to the river. Not really flying proper approaches here, I'm just kind of tootling around at low altitude. There's the Mangaroa hut there, so that'll be photogrammetry before long. Right, Mangaroa hut. So now we'll lift off out of here and we'll go to Footy field, will be the next one. Let's have a little look at the hut so we can compare that. I can just jump in to compare it then when I do the photogrammetry version. So I don't actually even know if the dimensions are correct from what I've modelled there. It was pretty just guessing off photos really. Right, Footy field coming up, and Otapua is off up to the left there, off on another little airstrip. Beehive fields down there, little clearings. Footy field hut. The tussock's a little bit off the ground here due to the change in the mesh. Obviously we're in 1 metre now. It was all put in when it was pretty flat here. Hopefully I'll try and get that one into photogrammetry at some point too. I'll probably have to book the 500 for an hour or so sometime with Heli Seeker and see if when they're not busy, and try and pick up a few of these huts. So I only need a couple of minutes to scan each one. Try and get as many of these realistic as possible in the sim for 2024 version. Alright, we'll start climbing a bit now. Might stop at I think it might be Marquino hut maybe. It's at the north end of the, sort of on the north side of the Kawaka range, and from there we'll probably boost straight across onto the Bell Rock and then back to East Kawaka helicopters. Such a panoramic view out of this thing on a day like this too, like with it nice and clear. It's actually raining at home, so I sort of expected it to be marginal down there, but it obviously hasn't hit down there yet. It must be moving down. Must be the North Mohaka hut below us. Beautiful river, the Mohaka. There's another lodge coming up just down below us there. We could do a landing at Tutu Lodge maybe, which is just around the corner here. And then from there we could just take off and climb straight up to, I think it's Marquino hut. So Tutu Lodge should be just down here on the edge of the Mohaka. So we'll come around for a bit of an approach into that. Come upstream and then turn left onto the pad. Go at the Tutu Lodge. Yeah, we'll climb out of here up to the Marino hut and then head east. A bit of a climb here because we've got to get right up on top of that hill in front of us. So we'll just trying to see which way. We've got a wind coming from slightly behind us at the moment, so it's going to be hitting this side of this ridge, so we should get a bit of an updraft off this side if we just follow our way up. We can always turn off to there if we run out of climb power, but I don't think we will in the Lama. It's only a 3-knot wind, so it's bugger all really. Turn across. I think the Marino hut's just over here. Alright, now we'll have a little look at the hut when we take off, and then we'll carry on tracking east. Yeah, a little bit of the mesh is still loading in. Right, you can see the Bell Rock range, or well, Mangaroa range, but Bell Rock's on it. It's way off in the distance there. So we'll just get up to a good cruise speed and just go straight across there and then come back to East Kawaka helicopters. See if we can get her up to 100 knots cruising along here. Knots of wind now. So this is all 1 metre all through here. Just slowly adding in areas all the time. I do have to run them through add-on linker now, because the more area you have in, the longer it takes the sim to load from the main menu to in the helicopter. The load times can get particularly long. Haven't heard that before. Just had a little bell go off. It's happening again. No idea what's causing that. I'll have to read the manual about that. There was no lights came on though, so I don't know. Interesting, it sounded like an alarm clock or something, but I'm picking it with some sort of a warning buzzer. A wool shed down there. Cut straight through this gap in the trees here, or this gap in the ridge. There's the Mohaka down there. Everything's in the green. Not overstressing anything, so yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. It'll be something. Just love everything about this helicopter though, like the wear and tear and that on the seats. Such a cool helicopter to fly with the visibility out of it. Such awesome country through here. Just steep, big slip faces. There's the Mangaroa range in front of us, and that's the Mangaroa saddle. Just that dip there, which is where the Napier Taupo highway goes through towards Napier. Yeah, we'll cross over the Napier Taupo Road coming up somewhere. And there'll be a big bridge across the Mohaka there. You'll be able to see it actually coming up just in the gully there. And it's the highway to the north there, climbing up big long gradient hill all the way back up into the tops there. And there's the bridge in front of us there. And it winds its way all the way up through the saddle there and then down the other side into the Hawke's Bay. And out over that way there is probably that'll be the bottom end of the Uawera Ranges. We'll just head for that high point there on the range and shoot along to Bell Rock, and then we'll come back along the cliff, well, sort of cliff edges, that's the edge of that range, and then back across and into East Kaweka. got my map zoomed in, so I can't really use that for navigation. I'll just be using visual references. The map's good, zoom right in. You can't sort of see exactly where you're going unless you've got the flight plan marked out, but you get to see all the names of things as you're flying over them. I actually need to adjust the resolution of the text so it's a little bit larger in the VR view. Just veer around a little bit, come up on these hills just here, and follow across. They're actually putting in a wind farm, probably already partially in now, up on the plateau over there, or along the side of the range. Looks a bit like an airstrip down below me there. See that? Well, it looks like it would be a fert bin at the top, running down the hill. Possibly not quite 1 metre here. It may have been just outside my area. I will eventually try to add all this area in through here because it's just pretty neat country. Some pretty steep faces there by the look. On the 1 metre, that would all be cut out of the hill, that track, rather than just being an image on the side. It shouldn't take us long to get to Bell Rock from here, and then we'll turn around and carry on straight back across through that way. Oh, my view was moving around a bit. Might just zoom out the map a little bit. Must be a hut down there, Galbraith hut. I've never even heard of that one. To an 80 knot climb here. Should be 1 metre starting just here again for the section of where Bell Rock is. You can already tell it's 1 metre when you just start to see all the details popping into the landscape. Details. I might just slow up a little bit, let it get a chance to catch up, because the 1 metre takes a little bit to load in sometimes if you come into an area quite quick. It's mostly there, it's just I think the list's a little bit further out, it's not loaded yet. We'll see if we can land on a little bit of rock in front of Bell Rock while we're in here. So look how stunning this is with the big cliffs. Right, we're going to approach onto Bell Rock. Slow up and let it pop in. I think it's this one here. It's either one of these two here, I'm pretty sure. Mainly I think it's because of the rock. It's either this one or that one to my left. Kind of looks like a rough shape of a bell, I think, from what I gather. Could be that one to the left there, although this one's kind of there too. They're both fairly similar. I've never actually been here, so I'd love to see some photos actually of what it looks like. Just go around the back of them. Have a little look from up top of it, see which one looks the most like it. Could be that one there because it's got the big plateau, which would be easy access for people. Hard to tell. Which one does the track go to? There should be a track below us there coming around. Kind of looks like it goes on to that one we landed on. Probably has tracks onto both of them, to be fair. Right, we'll just do some low level now up through the farm here on the way back along the top of the range, back to East Kawaka. This little washout through this bit of a ridge here looks pretty cool. Alright, let's just head for East Kawaka now. So that there, way off in the distance, the open tops right above the bush is the top of the Kawaka range, so East Kawaka helicopters is probably somewhere about this direction, I'd say. And that's Napier to the south down there. Just it's a bit hazy, but you can just make it out on the edge of the water. Hopefully it'll show up on the screen. Now be the Ruahine Ranges, way on the horizon in front of us. Probably coming up on the some of the wind farm sites now. I'm not sure when this aerial photos were taken for this arc because it's fairly recent, but they obviously were still under construction then. I think it's still an ongoing construction site. You can see a lot of works getting done down there and all down below us on the sides here, and there's tracks and all through here. So there's a digger down there. Looks to be 1 metre through here, maybe. This must be the main sort of base for the whole operation here, the construction site. So the Napier Taupo highway must be just here in front of us. As it dives off down there and winds down towards Esk Valley. Oh yeah, it's actually got wind turbines on the marked on that map behind us there now. Aim for this rock in front of us, crest that, see where we are, how we're looking for our heading towards East Kawaka or not. It's not 1 metre here because you can see the it must be fairly steep with that shadow there, and the looks like there might be some sort of an aerial or a mast on the aerial photo there. It's like a microwave tower or something, but it's obviously a cell tower by the look, but it's over the side of the hill because of just the way it's positioned there on the sub sort of standard mesh that's default. Just keep tracking towards East Kawaka. Which is in Puketiri or Puketira, can't remember which one it was now. But it's basically in front of us there somewhere. So it was nice and handy when he was operating. It was nice and handy up onto the Kawakas there. Pretty rocky hillsides around here looking at that aerial overlay. There's that buzzer again. It's going to pull full collective and just see if it's the torque gauge or not. Doesn't seem to be. Unless it's the is it V&E maybe? Just let me push a bit of speed on here. Yeah, it may be the V&E. Maybe because I've exceeded V&E. But now it's gone off. Definitely does it at that end of the... I'll just try that again. Seems to be at that 120 knots that it comes on, so it's possibly it is a warning for that. Alright, we'll begin our approach into East Kawaka shortly. nice valley through here too. A nice rolling farmland. I have updated the East Kowaka helicopter base on Flight Sim TO. That's got a 1 metre mesh sort of area around it now. So we should be coming in almost in on top of the mesh now. Didn't make it a massive area, I just made it just big enough so that at least it covers a bit of the approaches in and out. Just get that across a little bit bouncy there. Slide it across onto the dolly. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll catch you on the next one.